Hey everybody, it's me, Affected Hippo, and I have to admit, I've done it again. I came home from my trip and to recover, relax, whatever you want to call it, after my flights and a week of not not working and really not doing anything significant at all. I uh I chose to sit down and I played Minecraft. And I did that for about 12 hours. I'll be honest with you, over the last yesterday and earlier today, and that's what all this has been. Um, I've yeah, I built up these tubes which are supposed to hold various levels of fluids. Unfortunately, there's no milk. There's no like milk fluid in the version of Create I have, so I have a vault, not vault. I have a tank down there which is just pumped up through here. And yeah, this might be a little bit wasteful, but I like it. I think it offers an interesting bit of decoration for the factory that's not finished yet. I will have to I will have to start figuring out how I'm going to actually finish this. I may have to have some of these areas cut out of the side of the building, and that itself might be a fun idea. Um, I'll have probably a slope going down this way, and I'll still have the slope here coming up this way. This will all work. Uh, maybe not well, but I think it'll look pretty decent. In fact, we might start on that now. I'm particularly nervous about this diagonal section, but I had to be interesting, so now I get to pay for it. I am going to go over everything I've done in the last 12 hours, hopefully. So here we go. It's all of the factories over here, all the production is gauged here, and it is stored mostly within these two vertical vaults. Now I have individual barrels which each crop to, well, I guess no potatoes right now, unfortunately, but everything else is currently stored in here. I may need to just increase my potato production. But yes, with pretty much with everything, I can everything produced in this farm is stored in a barrel, and that's because each of those things is used for some kind of food craft. Now, that being said, it's not all done, and honestly, some of it's a little overkill. Like I have way too much kelp. What else do we have going on here? Yeah, nope. This is pretty much it. What? I'm going to go inspect that. Well, although the blacksmith died, at least someone's already filled his room, I guess. Apparently, colonists dislike copycat stairs, I guess. Yep, he fell right here, it would seem. Nothing worth saving, really. That's pretty weird. Um, I will return to that now. Now, I believe I was somewhere around, for the sake of efficiency, I have put a small smelting, I guess it's not really small. In fact, it's much bigger than the one over there, but all the same, I have a smelting, not smelting, I have a fan set up here. Wash, smelt, hunt, cook. The cooking one gets used the most, as this is supposed to be, I mean, it's a food factory, but it's effectively an industrial kitchen, and that's probably what's going to go over here. I'll put some pots or something, some ovens, anything really, just to fill up this space. It's kind of an awkward size. What we have here are this one right here, sticks, flint, produce knives, sticks and cobble to produce swords, and this comes back to the farm over here, and I'm going to be bouncing around quite a bit. This swords are used by the deployers down here. Sometimes that happens anyway. Maybe I should stop supplying swords to these guys. I don't know. Probably. Uh, but yes. So the swords are fed in through the back, and well, that's how I fill all these all these deployers. And this one hasn't been started yet because this farm is supposed to be for rabbits, and it's currently not filled with any. So we're not going to worry about that. What we will do, however, is continue on over to right here. This is where those knives come in. They are fed into here with this, once again, a horizontal vault to cover all the holes, just to make that part easier on me. And yeah, anything that needs to be sliced is brought in from the frog. It's split through this vault across the three to make it go faster, and collected in this vault and spit back out. Now over here, it's smaller. Once more, we have a millstone. We have a basin with a press on it. Not much going on here. This is just to compact some things down. Mostly, I think I use it for kelp blocks. I don't know what. I'm not entirely sure right now what else I use it for. Now, here is the inspiration for my oversized honey, milk, and lava jars, I guess. Uh, this is almost entirely just to make the sweet rolls, and then this one will be for honeyed apples. I haven't brought the apples over. They're currently all in the whatever that is, the the wood farm, the tree farm. Yeah, and that should be as simple as two of these connected to the rest of the group, and then we'll just throw them on here. We'll do some apple. We'll throw, I don't know, honeyed apple in there. Just make a connection, and we'll send it to the food honey spout. And yeah, this is what it's been for a lot of this stuff. So I'd like to have a stack of that, but I don't have a stack of apples yet, which makes me wonder why. I thought I had something collecting apples over here at the farm. But yeah, so that kind of explains where we're at with all this. I do, however, need to connect this up to the network now, but I will get that done in a few minutes now. We are now producing honeyed apples, and we will continue on to the mixers 1, 2, and 3. Now there's 3 of them because I've discovered with the first factory over there that too much overlap becomes a bit of a problem. So in here, I'm not producing things like cheese, cabbage, or lettuce rolls, and that's because producing lettuce rolls in this one. So I'm trying to do it specifically so like you can mix the leaves back into the cabbage, and it kind of defeats. It would be just cyclical because that would get rid of all this, and then you'd have to slice more. It kind of defeats the purpose of doing all of that. Now, some things, I just don't really need a whole lot of. Like this boiled corn on the cob is no different than grilled. So I tried to limit the amount that this would be produced. That being said, there's only some in here because I didn't realize I could make it in that basin. So I got 2 stacks of this accidentally while I was trying to make, I think was cornbread dough, and then that can be used interchangeably with regular bread for like sandwiches and the like. So what are we missing here? Food mixer 1. What's going on? Am I short on bacon? It's bacon. Of course it's bacon. So I need to get you. I think I need to just get rid of his sword. I shouldn't need this anymore. I did go ahead and remove all the swords from these guys as well, so they shouldn't actually do anything, and there shouldn't be anything. There is a sword in there. Okay, well, now there's not. And, I mean, ideally, we don't even need this anymore. But what we can hopefully get away with is soon these guys will actually grow up and they'll be punched to death. Unfortunately, that's how it's got to be done. Now, the rabbits here, I'm not too sure about. I have a single layer, a single copycat layer in right now. But I also don't have any rabbits, so I don't know if this is even going to hold them properly. I was thinking it might, because this is what all the videos on YouTube suggest would work, but I don't know. So I'm kind of hoping that I don't have to do anything extra. I don't know. Coming back to our factories, this right here produces cheese. Just for cheese curds. I installed the create cheese mod, and honestly, after, in fact, what if I just type in at cheese? So I'd really like to do more with this that does not involve uh, aging the cheese. I can compost it. I don't want to compost the cheese. But then you've got to age it all like this, and frankly, I'm not entirely sure how this would even work. I'm definitely not a fan of, like, there seems like there's an awful lot of steps going on in here that just don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Unless the way, I would probably have to just automate things with create, and I probably need a handful of these items. But, I mean, I really don't need a ton of cheese. That's everything that's been done over here. I've done some things over at the colony, but nothing major. What I would like to do is grab, I think, yeah. So I'm going to extend this out at least to the edge over there. But after that, we're going to go on a little exploration mission. I'm going to take the airplane, and hopefully we'll find some rabbits. Now that I've got a farm for them, I need to get them in the farm. I actually don't know where I'm going. I reckon I'm going to a desert, which is, or a savanna, all of which is over this way. So we'll just fly until I see something. I probably won't see a rabbit. Rabbits have a tendency to blend in with their surroundings. It's almost like they're trying to survive or something. So on the one hand, this might look a little ridiculous. On the other hand, it's working. All right, so let's just go ahead and land them right here. We've got 3 adults, so surely someone will want to live in my factory. Cool. So they're in there. They are slowly going to get bred. Look at that. Another one. Rabbits are secured. Now I just need them to start growing up so that I can kill them. I also I also had to fiddle with the layers down here. Those are copycat layers. I think there's 6 of them there. So these guys are like a pixel underneath the hitbox for the hand, and then when they grow up, they should be just inside of the range. Otherwise, this may not work. Once again, I have to admit I got carried away and I completed my ring of fluids. I put a roof on the building. I have since built a little chocolate a little chocolate maker, which was a bit of a pain to get working properly because it's just far enough, I think, that the the create mod didn't like pushing the the milk down into this basin. So I just threw another I threw another pump on and forced it in. But yeah, it all worked. I'm currently low on sugar. That's why I've got this guy running. This is a fairly small, fairly basic sugarcane farm. My sugarcane farm's so good at keeping up with everything I have. Everything I'm trying to produce at once that it's actually not keeping up at all, and I have to supplement it with additional hand grown, hand farmed sugarcane. However, once the production is actually stabilized, I should be able to just leave things as they are. Plenty of, well, I could use a little more milk. Unfortunately, I did not set that, so that makes sense. What about you? Lower that down. Oh, I made it 1 to 1. Should have said it's like 16, so it's higher. And then yeah, apple cider, but that requires sugar, I think. So what do we? Oh, well, that would be another reason that's not working. Where do you go? Mixer one. So mixer one's probably got a bunch of stuff in it. Yep. See how that's doing me a whole lot of good right now? Question is, how would water be an issue? It's probably just, yeah, it's not keeping up. I do like the model for this popcorn though. I still, I've gone down about 22 hamburgers. The cool thing though is at some point I'll be able to order all this food from, I guess not all this food, but I could theoretically order this food from anywhere in the world. So anywhere connected by rail, I could be sending just, well, food. There's no reason for me to farm everything. I like I'm enjoying the programming of things, as odd as it may seem. My trains crashed, likely because I did not take appropriate precautions. Now, appropriate precautions in this particular instance would be uh, I, this one, I have to be able to go both ways, but over here, I don't know where else they'd be. Hopefully, this is all just one now. Yep. All right. So, uh, we need to make sure I have one set so the train can only go that way, and another set, I don't know, back here. The train can only go that way. And then, well, you hang on a second. Make sure we're set here so that only go through if it can go both ways. And then what we'll do somewhere over here in the loop is put down a single train station, a regular train station. Right here since it's open, I guess. And that, boop, throw it down there. And that'll separate this whole thing. So now, even if I have multiple trains running, one will stop here. Now I can hop on and ride home. Okay, so I just logged back in to finish the episode, or try to finish the episode. And I have never seen this message before. I just pointed at my screen without considering the fact that you can't see me pointing at my screen. I had never seen this before. So, what exactly do they mean by that? It's over here. Am I not wearing my jetpack for some reason? Okay. So, how much time is left? I think it was all in combat. It should be, sure, 45 minutes? Yeah, I somehow don't think that actually used up any time. Okay, well, let's get back to what we were doing, I guess. I've started looking at some of these upgrades for the buildings, and I'm noticing a lot of colors, wool, carpet. I don't have a ton of these, and in all honesty, the wherever this is, the enchanter's hut, it took a lot of wool, and I was not very prepared for that, and I'm definitely not prepared to do any more of this. So I I'm going to start actually farming, collecting wool. I understand the colony produces its own wool, thanks to the sheep farm over there, but currently I'm short on colonists, and the wool's not really the biggest priority. I'll take those hamburgers, why not? But yeah, so the sheep farm right here is not the biggest priority, and as you can see, they're all gray anyway. Now, I could just as well come through here and shear them every so often on my own, but this is the create mod, and that's far too easy. I can't be doing that. So this is pretty much what we've got going on now. Just your kind of a basic vanilla farm, but I'm making it a little bit narrower up here. And there's obviously all kinds of create stuff going on in the background as they grow up, or I guess not as they grow up, as their wool is regrown, sheared, whatever. We'll have deployers full of shears that will just periodically come through and, well, collect all the wool. And then the problem I'm going to have now is figuring out how to get all this in here. And then I'm going to have to filter out individually every bit of wool. So I mean, that's how I'm thinking of doing it right now. It makes the most sense to me. Um, yeah, I can't really put the brass funnels on just yet because of how I'd like to go about doing this. Oh, I will need a little placeholder block here, just so that the final shear is always sent to that block, that spot. But yeah, this is it, and I'm getting all these sheep in now for no particular reason other than I finally finished breeding all of them. And yeah, I don't know why I made all these seats. I think I was planning on keeping the sheep on the dyed seat, but the problem with the dyed seat is that, well, you can't actually do anything with it. it kind of gets in the way. And then maybe what I'll do here is take more grass, and this will just help everything grow in a little bit faster. And I shouldn't need this here. Yeah, that'll help. Here you can see the sheep farm is, well, the wool farm is in full swing. And now let's get her stocked. I have this set here so that I can uh I'll always have 60 iron ingots here, but I've already crafted a bunch of shears, and what we're going to do is just throw them all in there. And the fun thing is going to be watching the sheep slowly get sheared. So I guess there's other ways I could have done this. I could have set brass funnels on there so that only shears would go into this, and well, I guess I couldn't have done that. I was thinking I could have also done this so that the wool would be put back onto the rear belt right here. I could have obviously just put a funnel here. I mean, this would have directly filled and it would have completely undone the need for the tunnels, but now we've got an additional supply of shears. So the sheep can actually be, let's see here, what's our base use for? 238, that's 238. I've got about two of those now out of this, so I can get a minimum of 476 wool per sheep out of this farm. And there's absolutely no reason to continue on with anything else. Now I've got all this wool. Maybe I can take it and I can send this through like a crafter. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let's get some. Come down to create. We'll get some cardboard and we'll get some additional uh, factory gauges. There's 16. Let's make sure we get at least at least 32. Now I'd like to thank you all very much for reaching the end of the video. I hope you liked what I've done. But I'm out of time for this recording session. I'd like to get this video done, uploaded, and well, I've got a few more I'd like to get done before my wedding. This is my first my first video recorded after my trip, and conveniently, it's the first one recorded, the only one record. Hang on, it's the last video that will be going up before the wedding. The following video will go up after the wedding, but I, it hasn't happened yet. I'm still about 3 weeks out. I'm terribly excited, if you can't tell from the sound of my voice. But that's largely because I have many other projects going on that I'm trying to get done before the wedding, so I'm not stressing afterward. I'd really like to enjoy being married for a little while before I stress over getting more videos and more furniture built. I'm building furniture. Uh, my fiance's requested a second desk. This one for specifically for her sewing machine, and I'm excited to build it. I've got a lot of great ideas, mostly for myself to make it unnecessarily difficult, but also more fun for both of us. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. Uh, but yeah, thanks for letting me ramble. I've been me, you've been you. And I still don't have this whole ending thing down. If you liked the video, and hopefully you did, you made it this far, leave a like. If you know, tell me what you liked in the comments. If you didn't like something, tell me what you didn't like in the comments. Comment. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I've been Affected Hippo. You've been you. Crisis King. And God bless. And sticky keys. with almost 1 million cubic meters of milk. I think we owe this cow something. We should we should be showing our appreciation, I think. And our appreciation will come in the form of a name tag. You can be sore nipples. Goodbye.